Okay guys, so we're gonna do a little fall TBR. We have around like 18 books I think to read. I think I have more fall inspired books, but right now these are the ones that I could think of and that I would want to read anytime soon. So the first one we have is The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and Other Stories by Robert Louis Stevenson. We all know Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and the back it says all human beings are commingled out of good and evil. So this is very exciting. This is like it's like beautiful Barnes and Noble exclusive. It has the ribbon bookmark, and these are the end pages. So I am excited to read it. I do have like tabs separating the stories, and they're very much like dark academia style, so a perfect book for the fall. Then we have Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I have not read this one. I have read Jane Eyre, which is also very much a gothic book that you could read during the fall, but I have already read it, so I do want to read Wuthering Heights. This is also one of the Barnes and Noble like editions with the purple sprayed edges and the ribbon bookmark. And then this is just what it looks like inside. In the back it says, "Be with me always, take any form, drive me mad, only do not leave me in this abyss where I cannot find you." I don't know much about Wuthering Heights. All I know is that it's like a gothic novel, so I am very excited, and I love me some gothic classics. Those are some of my favorites. Then another gothic classic, we have Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, which is also one of these books. It has the red, like burnt orange red sprayed edges, and it says, "You are my creator, but I am your master. Obey." And we have the little bookmark. I'm very excited to read Frankenstein. I have seen the movie. We all know what Frankenstein is about, but I'm very excited to like actually read it, and I'm glad I have these like stunning editions. And then we're just gonna do the last classic right now, which is another gothic classic, and it's The Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux. This is part of my TBR for September, so I'm excited to read it. It says, "You are crying, you are afraid of me, and yet I am not really wicked. Love me and you shall see. All I wanted was to be loved for myself." Which we love, we stan. We know that this is it used to be an iconic theme for like quinces, and the play and the movie, we all love it. So I'm like very excited to read the book, and I'm like excited that it's in this month's like TBR, you know what I mean. Then there's a couple of classics here, I'm not gonna lie to you. We have The Secret History by Donna Tartt. This is like a modern classic, more to say. I really don't know what this is about, but I heard that it's like really good, and I do want to read it without like knowing nothing about it. I just want to go in blind. I know it's like dark academia too, so I'm just like very excited to read this one. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'll read it this month or October or November, because November could still use some like spooky reads, like half of November, then the other half we could do Christmas. But I am excited to read The Secret History by Donna Tartt. Then we have Babel by R.F. Kuang. I think it's Kong, but I could be wrong. And he did write The Poppy War. This isn't a signed edition, is it? I don't see the signature anywhere, so I was lied to. I have this sticker here, but I guess it's not. It says 1828. Robin Swift, orphaned by cholera in Canton, is brought to London by the mysterious Professor Lovell. There, Robin trains for years in Latin, Ancient Greek, and Chinese, all in preparation for the day he'll enroll in Oxford University's prestigious Royal Institute of Translation, also known as Babel. Is it Babel or Babel? I say Babel. Babel sounds weird to me. The tower and its students are the world's center for translation and, more importantly, magic. Silver working, the art of manifesting, the meaning lost in translation using enchanted silver bars, has made the British unparalleled and powered as the arcane craft serves the Empire's quest for colonization. For Robin, Oxford is a utopia dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge, but knowledge obeys power, and as a Chinese boy raised in Britain, he realizes serving Babel means betraying his motherland, As his studies progress, Robin finds himself caught between Babel and the shadowy Hermes Society, an organization dedicated to stopping imperial expansion. When Britain pursues an unjust war with China over silver and opium, Robin must decide. Oh, okay, so we're also talking about the opium and the Poppy War here, I guess, which we talk about in the Poppy War. So, I know this is like also dark academia, like The Secret History, so I'm excited. I'm excited to read it. And then we have Small Town Monsters by Diana Rodriguez Wallach? Not sure. It says something's wrong in Roaring Creek. All Vera Martinez wants is to get out of Roaring Creek and away from her embarrassing demonologist parents, not to mention the terrifying occult things lurking in their basement. Maxwell Oliver just wants to fit in, but it's hard to enjoy parties with his friends when his mom is morphing into someone he doesn't recognize, someone scary, and slowly he begins to suspect that the harmless self-help group she joined might be something more sinister. Soon Vera and Max are up against dark forces that extend far past their small coastal town and into the very heart of evil. So as you can see, it's a little bit of a creepy, little scary book. I'm excited to read it, so we'll see. Then we have Hidden Pictures by Jason Rekulak. I don't even want to read what it's about, just because when it comes to thrillers, I just like to go into them blind. I don't like to know what's going on, so I'm not even gonna look at what it's about. I know that people say they really like it and it's scary, so I want to read it. I have seen this gone around booktube for like the past like 2 years. I don't know if it's gonna make a comeback this year, but I have been wanting it and I got it, and I still haven't read it, but I should read it sometime soon. And then we have Stalking Jack the Ripper and then Hunting Prince Dracula. I'll put Stalking Jack the Ripper here. These are both, like I said, very like mysterious book. In Stalking Jack the Ripper, she works with her uncle at I guess like a morgue, trying to figure out why people died, and then I guess she's trying to figure out who Jack the Ripper is. And then here, Hunting Prince Dracula, I'm assuming she's hunting Prince Dracula to perhaps kill him. It says a man impaled by a sharp wooden stake, a young chambermaid drained of all her blood. They say it's Prince Dracula, arisen from the dead. I say it's the living, not the dead. We should fear the most. So I got this at Books A Million. They were $5 of both of them. I just had to remove the stickers, but yeah. And then Jenna Evans Walsh is known for like her Love and Other Stories series, which are like summary romance, but she came out with Spells for Lost Things, which it says Willow has never felt like she belonged anywhere and is convinced that the only way to find a true home is to travel the world, something she plans to do as soon as possible. But her plans are pushed aside when her aloof and often absent mother drags her to her hometown of Salem, Massachusetts, to help wrap up the affairs of an aunt who had just died. An aunt Willow didn't even know she had. They didn't put punctuation there. Mason has also felt like he's never belonged anywhere, but that might be because he's been in and out of foster homes his entire life. Stuck in Salem for a short time, Mason fully intends to escape from his new foster family and get back to his mom, wherever she may be. But when he meets Willow, he can't help but be pulled into her infectious desire to uncover the history behind her mother's secretive past in Salem, her mysterious aunt who may or may not be a witch, and the centuries-old curses of her family. As the two explore the notorious coastal town, make their way from one ancient ivy-covered house to the next, and visit too many New Age shops, they venture unexpectedly into a heartwarming romance. The universe seems to have brought the two of them together for something special. If only they can summon up the courage to discover what that something is. So, I've got this one. We have Legends and Lattes, which all I know is that it's a cozy fantasy. Like, come on, they're like baristas and stuff. Like, isn't that just so cool? It says new bonus prequel story, so I'm assuming there's a prequel story either at the beginning or at the end. I'm assuming at the end then, because I don't see it there. Yeah, Pages to Fill is the prequel and it's at the end, so I'm excited to read it. All I know is that it's just like a cozy fantasy, so I know it's not like anything crazy or high stakes. It's just like a fun little cozy thing, which I love cozy mysteries, so I'm assuming I'll love the cozy fantasy. And it's giving fall vibes. Like, come on. It's fall vibes. Then we have Butcher and Blackbird, which is two serial killers that enjoy killing serial killers get together and they're like friends or whatever, but they fall in love. It says every serial killer needs a friend. Every game must have a winner. So it's a friends to lovers, a dark romantic comedy full of murder, chaos, and sizzling chemistry. I'm like so excited to read it because I love anything like serial killers, like documentaries, Law and Order. Law and Order isn't always serial killers, but you know what I mean. What's the name of this? Criminal Minds, and I enjoy them. So I'm very excited for this book. Then we have two more classics that were like at the bottom of the stack. We have Carmilla by Sheridan Lee Fanu, which she's before Dracula. Everyone, when you think about like a vampire, you think of Dracula, but Carmilla came first. So I'm excited to read it. I've never read Carmilla. It's a short little classic, so it'd be fun to read. I'm assuming maybe more during October where it's more like vampire-y and I could be rewatching The Vampire Diaries. Makes sense. And then we have The Legend of Sleepy Hollow and Other Stories by Washington Irving. All I remember from The Legend of Sleepy Hollow is like the Headless Horseman, and like you can obviously see him pictured there. But I am excited to read it, even though it's like very small. But it reminds me, like, I think while I read it, I'm gonna have in the background The Adventures of Ichabod Crane and the Headless Horseman or something like that. And Toad. The Adventures of Ichabod Crane and Toad. Something like that. That's what it's called. So I'm excited to watch it. It's on Disney Plus. I used to watch it when I was little, so it'd be nice to watch it while reading Legend of Sleepy Hollow, which is a very, very short thing. It's like 34 pages. So it's a shit ton of stories, and I did not know The Legend of Sleepy Hollow was gonna be only 34 pages. I thought it was gonna be bigger, but that's okay. And my camera's gonna turn off. So we have three little cozy mysteries. We have Crime and Poetry. It's a magical bookshop mystery. This is the first in the series. Just outside Niagara Falls, it's the village of Cascade Springs, New York, the home of magical bookstore where one young woman, her feisty grandmother, and a curious tuxedo cat team up to keep crime between the pages. So yeah, I don't remember what this one is about because I bought this one second. I had bought first Pros and Cons and I didn't realize this was book 2, but it's also part of the series. This one, there's like a murder that happens, but they use Edgar Allan Poe to solve the crimes. So I'm very excited to read both of them. And then I have In the Company of Witches by Aurelie Wallace, which is they own a B&B, and then obviously they're witches. Someone dies in the Airbnb and they think it's her aunt, and then the main character has this power that like she can speak to the dead, but she hasn't used it since her husband died, so she doesn't want to really use that power again, but she has to, like, I guess, use it to help save her aunt and find the actual murderer. So sorry I had to speed through those because my camera's gonna turn off. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment of like what your fall TBR is. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.